Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, Hamza? How you doing? How you guys doing? I'm hanging in there. What up, Piney? We'll see. We'll see how long we last today, boys. You might hear me coughing a little bit, like that. You might hear some. I might sound a little off, but we'll see how long we can last. You sick? I guess I don't feel that sick, but I mean maybe it's just allergies or something. But yeah, just enough to where I'm like, I don't know if I want to stream, but I'm gonna do it anyways. We'll be all right. I've capped dimensional tokens. Uh-oh. Don't let the guild see that. So I need to probably start off by knocking some of those out. Let me see. Let me see what kind of shape my contracts are in. I think my contracts are doing okay. The comments on this YouTube video have been so funny, dude. Have you guys seen them? This is not possible. This guy's lying to us. A lot of copium. People like being poor. I think that's my conclusion. People don't want to make money. It robs them of the opportunity to complain, you know? Damn, I really want both of these. The Lucent one? Yeah. Yeah, the Lucent one. Pay to win garbage. Thanks for stopping by, Nate. Your brain is too big for the average gamer? People are lazy? It's like not even... That's the thing. It's like easier to progress in this game than any other MMO I've ever played. So it's like, I don't know, it's something beyond laziness. It's like... this weird, like, victim mentality. It's like, there has to be a reason why other people have more gear than me. And it can't be a fair reason. It has to be an unfair reason. Thank you on the Lucent guide. Very helpful. You should now show crypto. I heard Doge is up by, like, 4x since the election. Should have bought some Doge, boys. It's probably too late now. Now we gotta wait by the dip. Wait for Elon's next move. And sell it on the next spike. I might still have some Doge from like 2019 or whatever that last meme was. Man, when was that? That was a long time ago. I should go check. I might be rich. Oh boy. So apparently they're patching this so that if you click the reject button, you get some kind of punishments. Was this in the patch notes? I keep hearing this, but I haven't seen it. Let's see if it's in the patch notes. We got Throne and Liberty update 1.7. Haunted Harvest is now over. Aww. I have one more ting. I have one candy corn left, boys. Regions with daylight savings have their hourly schedules adjusted, return to their pre-time changes. Okay. I kind of like the earlier times, to be honest, but what just happened? They're doing the Peace Boss Eclipse change. Do I have Korean voices back? Oh, he sounds kind of lit though, doesn't he? Weekly mission rewards adjusted to once again reset during the weekly maintenance window. Okay, that's good. I like that. I'm getting a little bit mixed up by all the weekly resets. Although, what does that mean? Does it mean we're going to get 2 resets? Okay, so this says 8 hours. Are they going to make... Is next week only going to be like 5 days long? I don't know how that's going to work. Accounts with negative Lucent balances will no longer be able to receive Lucent distributions from their guilds. That's kind of funny. So people who RMT'd and went negative Lucent were getting Lucent from their guild to get out of it? Nope, you gotta pay. You gotta pay your fines. Default keybind for viewing a piece of equipment in max, now Alt-G. Fix an issue that cause... the effect... Fix an issue that caused the passive assassin step to carry over when changing weapons. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wonder if people were abusing that. Enhance the visual effect for heavy attacks. That's good. I've been complaining about that a lot. I've been complaining about how unsatisfying it is to hit a heavy attack in this game. You think they made the little X2 bigger? What do you think they did? Change the color of the font? Make the text wiggle a little bit? Maybe do it diagonally? Diagonal text would be crazy. I don't see anything about getting punished for skipping queues, though. Maybe next patch? I don't know where people are seeing that. People kept leaving the comment that it was getting changed. I don't see it in the patch notes, though. They put it in Discord. Were they just like, in the future we're gonna do this? Or were they like, this patch we're gonna do it? They say when T2 dungeons are coming out. They said November, but that's looking less likely now. I would guess probably first week of December. Currently doing that for Temple of Slaughter. What, mashing the reject button? Well, get in as many runs as you can, because, yeah, that's going to be going away soon. Play one. Should I stack weekend chance or sleep chance? What's the difference? I wouldn't stack either one. I think CC chance is a bit unneeded in most scenarios at the moment. You're probably better off just getting, like, buff duration on your rings and necklaces. I mean, the weekend would help you to apply your curses, right? And then the sleep would help you to apply sleep, so... Whichever one you find more valuable, but I don't really think people are building enough weekend resist or sleep resist for you to need to do that. You'll get some CC chance just for having perception, and it's probably going to be enough. I don't think it's worth trading other stats for weekend or sleep chance. I also don't play that build, though, so I could be wrong. What region do I play on? I'm on NA East. Early access. They made it more red? Okay, I'll take more red. I'll take red text. Red crits. Well, not crits, but... Red heavies. Forced screen shake. Every time you get a heavy hit, it does that, like, 1985 movies split screen. Only a few days left. 500 coins. I need those. I'm getting low on trade stones. So are these pumpkins going to disappear? Because they say they last until the 20th. Well, I guess the pumpkins don't really do anything. The chocolate, though. I should use the chocolate, presumably. Although I think the food you make with it also disappears, right? Okay, 14 days on the food. Dude, Karnak sounds so cool in Korean. We're doing it over here, huh? I like when the guy with the circle just stands on the boss. And then we can keep DPSing. That's what I like. That's my Karnak strat. Go fast. Am I stacking up dimensional tokens for the update? No, I just haven't had time to spend them. But, next week I will probably do that on purpose. This time I did it on accident, but... Yeah, I don't think we're getting the new dungeons tomorrow, so I don't think you need to save them today, but probably next week. If you're at like 0 right now, you might want to start saving. You might want to start letting them build up. Mr. Karnak's fall damage cheese? Yeah, that was a good one too. Who has it? Do I have it? Yeah, get over here. Get over here, lazies. Hit the boss. One guy died for being lazy. Or for being ranged. Same thing. Rip Bozo. Oh, Grip the Executioner? That could be money. That's a good piece. It's a good piece. Or I could save it for my leather builds. Nah, that leather build's never gonna happen. I keep talking about it, but it's probably never gonna happen. What do we get? Range endurance. I predict this is worth 67 Lucent. What are they called? They're not called grips? Grip. Oh, my bad. Ooh, I was way off. It's only worth 50. Yeah, maybe I will keep them. 50 kinda low. I don't really have a lot of stones at the moment. Yeah, alright. Well, rip that drop. How much is it litho for? Litho for 150. Yeah, also kinda weak. Alright, let's run it back. How's my inventory? Inventory's good. Tokens will be the same at T2 dungeons. Yes, same tokens, but you will use 450 per run instead of 300 per run. So you're only going to get 2 runs a day instead of 3. Which I think is great, personally. But I know some people are going to be mad about that. Oh, I didn't realize I still had a dude in my party. You're gonna get one more vendor reset to spin pumpkins, otherwise make food. Do we get one more reset? What time is the reset? I guess you might have like an hour or two in between the reset and when the servers actually come down. Saw your video about making Lucent. I was thinking about making alt on your server. What's your opinion? Should I? I'm EU player. Yeah. I think if you have a lot of extra time, that's worth doing. Playing alts is pretty time consuming. But oh, we're already at the boss? Dude, I love these runs. I love when you queue right into the boss. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to make a money-making alt, definitely this is the region to do it on. I don't think you have to do it. I think you can make money on EU just fine. I think people are very dramatic about how hard it is to make money in this game. But it would be better to do it on this region. Since the prices are higher, and since they transfer over. I'm actually kind of surprised more people don't do that. How do you share your party in chats? If you're the party leader, you click on this little manage party button, And then it'll say generate link. Right now it just says party matchmaking, but there will be a generate link button right there if you are the party leader. And then you can send that in LFG chat or general chat or wherever you want to put it. Guild chat. Roar. I think it's the same roar in Korean and in English. I don't think they translated it. Do you guys think they should have translated the roar? Should have localized it? Westernized it? Okay. Not sure if we... It's like, is somebody flying? It's fine. It's fine. Look at that damage. Look at that 50k hit. Look at me just chunking off 5% of this boss's health in one swing. Wow, another purple. Guys, maybe I am RNG carried. That purple sucks, though. It doesn't sell. So, not that carried. I'm getting all the unsellable purples back to back. Look, I got 3 of these. I'm going to be using this for stacking blessing. Oh, good, and it has max mana again. Like, if it had skill damage boosts, or skill damage resistance, or max health, it would be good, but... Look at that. Could have been 250, boys. Instead, 39. Instead, it's just fodder. Okay. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And then I gotta go do some abyssal grind. How long until bosses? 30 minutes? Oh, yeah. Plenty of time. People really be liking to run Death's Abyss. Sat in the slaughter queue for 10 minutes just to get the last boss, and it was dead. Oh, like it was already dead and you couldn't loot the chest? Yeah, dude, I hate when that happens. It's so annoying. I'm like, really? This isn't fixed yet? You're going to control the castle on your server? Kind of. So we have 2 guilds. We have a Furium Fire and we have a Furium Earth. And so Earth is in the castle, Fire is not. But I don't really know how that works for, like, the bonus. I don't think it's alliance-wide. I think it's just for the guilds. But for the actual, like, money that you get at the end, it gets distributed to the whole alliance. So we should get a pretty nice paycheck from the siege. We did the math the other day. I think it's like 4 or 5k Lucent per person. Gonna be pretty lovely. Gonna be pretty lovely. And then next time I make a money-making guide, people will be like, he only has this much money because his guild won the siege. They posted new updates that are coming tomorrow. Weeklies will reset. Where'd they post it? I read the patch notes and I didn't see it. Did I miss it? Vidici with the 4 months. Welcome back. How you doing? How do you think party chat on Xbox? I would try throwing your controller at the TV. Whenever I want to do something on Xbox, that's usually my first step. Anyone in chat now? Do you think if I save my Lucents and do traits in a week, I will save much Lucent since the prices are dropping? Prices are pretty much always dropping. So yeah, if you save your Lucent in the future, that's sort of a continual process that's always going to happen. Especially once the new dungeons come out, certain pieces like Shadow Harvester Pants, Field General Gauntlets, Those are going to drop very rapidly because people will be looting them from the new dungeons. So, yeah, some prices will fall very rapidly. Some of them will fall slower, but nothing's going to go up in price. So the longer you wait, the cheaper it's going to get. When it comes to trades, like, are trades going to change that much in a week? Probably not, but you'll save a little bit. You open the wheel menu and select the party menu. Should be on the right, and then it's the same as PC. Okay, so you open up the wheel menu. I don't know. Sounds really complicated. Let's go, team! Oh. Do we have a tank? Yeah, we have a tank. We're fine. You don't need 6 people to kill this guy. Do you know if rewards will be refreshed for Halloween to be purchased again? I would say probably not. I would definitely spend your pumpkins now. I think after the patch, those are going to be gone. I guess there's a chance we might get one more reset tonight, but you would have a really narrow window to take advantage of that if that's the case, so hopefully they don't do it that way. That would be kind of obnoxious. I'll take the extra loot, though. But I think it would just piss people off if they did that. They to stream what's getting reset. What's getting reset? The event? The event's going away? I think that's what we're talking about. Isn't Lucent injection from Siege going to partially inflate the markets? I guess. I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact. You have, like... Well, I don't know. I guess it is a pretty big stimmy. Pretty big stimmy check. Holy. Can we just click accept once? Oh, they designed it this way. Yeah, I mean, if you have 200-something people that are all getting a few thousand Lucent, they are likely to go and then spend that. Are all of them going to spend it, like, right away, right at once? Maybe. People tend to be impatient and impulsive, so that might cause a spike in prices for the first, like, 1 to 2 days after the siege. I don't think it's going to be enough Lucent to really have, like, a lasting impact, though. Thought you said something getting reset? I have no idea what I said. That was literally seconds ago. I've slept since then. I don't think 1k per player is that noticeable. It's definitely more than 1k per player, at least on this server. What does the taxes look like on your guys' server? Let's get some data. What do all these brokey... Actually, this will be really good to know. What do all the brokey EU servers that are always complaining in my YouTube comments... How much taxes have those servers generated? Because that'll give us a pretty good metric on how different the prices actually are. So if we go to current tax status, we are at 2.87 million Lucent for Stone Garden taxes. Does all that get distributed? That's like 10K per person, isn't it? You guys are at 800,000? 550,000. Wow. That's crazy. 2.1 million? 2 million on EU Ember? What's the server with 550? $57K? No, I think you're looking at the wrong thing then. For Stone Guard taxes, there's no way it's that low. Homeboy barely made it in the door. I don't have the mana for this. There we go. Got some mana back from blocking. I need to level that up. Need to level up my block. No, my guillotine. He moves around a lot. He moves around a lot. It's hard to be lazy on this boss. Alright, here we go. Nope, he's moving again. I just want to do my combo. Alright. One guy left the group. It's interesting. Did he not make it in? Maybe we locked him out. These pugs are ruthless. They just lock you out. It's kind of crazy that the game allows you to do that, actually. Alright, another purple? What is going on today? Undead bonus damage. Okay, what do we think this is worth? Like 25? Okay, 49. Could be worse. I'll save that for my bow reroll. See the update coming, they posted on the official site. I saw update 1.7, but it doesn't have this random dungeon change that people keep talking about. Unless I scrolled past it. So how much this tax gets distributed? Okay, only 40% of it. Yeah, so that's like, okay, that's like 4K a person. I was gonna say that's like 10K a person, but yeah, it's like 4K a person. I guess on some servers it'll only be like 1 or 2K. But of course, the Lucent is worth a lot more on those servers. So. None of 3K on EU Abundance. So is in a East Oath. I'm guessing that's a launch server, 930K. It seems like for the early access servers, well, I guess the early access, they're not clustered. For taxes, it's not clustered, even though the market's clustered. It's the server that makes the sale that gets the tax, right? So like even within other early access servers, there's going to be a difference. 2.3 on Zeroth. Yeah, that Zeroth has got to be one of the other. I'm kind of surprised Cherno is so. I think the reason it's so high on Cherno is because this is where a lot of the streamers and whales were at the beginning, and then they all like transferred off when we got here. Are there any servers higher than this? Anyone got 3 mil taxes? Is there a website that shows Korean Lucent prices? I don't know. You get kicked after the boss before you could claim your box up until a few weeks ago? Oh, I know. Yeah, we did that to a couple people. They deserved it, though. We weren't being toxic. They were being toxic. We were being just. We were handing out righteous judgment. Great sword bow reroll incoming. That dungeon 50 times, never got the bow. I even got the Amatoy. I never got the bow until just now, and then I got it twice in a row, which is kind of crazy. I also never got this dagger until like 2 days ago. This was supposed to be part of my build, but we're Darkslayer enjoyers now. Yeah, I did Cave of Destruction like 30 times, never got the daggers. And now that I don't want them, it's like, oh, here you go. 3.5 mil in the bank on Amos. Why? Why is it so high on Amos? Who was wailing out so hard on Amos? That's crazy. What was the Zerg that was on Amos before we got there? 2.9 mil on Carnix? Okay. Wow, so we're not even the second highest. There's a West server with 2.8? Where's that? I want to go there. I want to make my alt on that server. You see the video that explains the payouts? No. Is it complicated? I always just figured that they took this number and then took 40% of it and then gave it out to the winners. Although some of that would be reduced from plunder and stuff like that. When inter-server guild battle server matchmaking is confirmed, the inter-server guild battles reward is set to the starting number of Dominion events, Dimension bosses, x 1% from Stoneguard Castle. Got it. Got it. With 2.8 mil on your server, you should be making 2k Lucent per player. Or is there not 280 players between your guild and 3 alliance? I don't know how many guilds we're going to have for the alliance. We might only do 3 guilds. I don't really know how that's going to go down. I assume we're going to have 4. I think we don't want to lose. So we'll probably go with 4. Not a good update this week. Was hoping for small-scale PvP to be added. What do you mean? Also have 61 billion Solent. It's kind of weird that the Solent is so high. So you guys have like 20% more Lucent, but like 30% more Solent? It's 40% divided by 50, then that is divided amongst the members. Wait, why is it 40% divided by 50? That's like nothing. That's basically 0. In November, they were adding another small-scale PvP thing? I don't think so. What are you talking about? $50 is in Siege Vault. Not making any sense. Where's the video? We can go watch the video. You guys are not making any sense. If you lose all the pillages, that's the numbers. Let's see if I can find it. Claim the throne. Is that the one we want? The throne. I think this is just a trailer. The throne. It's a whelps video.
It's whelps. So siege is just around the corner. The first siege is happening on 17th, and this first siege is going to have the biggest pot, the amount of stolen and Lucent collected through tax. And I'm gonna explain it to you just how much you'll get after winning a siege. I'm gonna be using this diagram to explain it to you guys. So cumulative tax allocation ratio. So your siege reward is going to be 40% of the server's tax collected plus.
Okay. I see. So 40% divided by 50%, not 40% divided by 50. Pillage tick every 5 minutes for about 15% of the plots. Oh, pot. So you need 30 minutes of ticks, basically, to get all this? Or maybe 35? After the siege ends, the legion that captures Stoneguard Castle acquires the sum of the taxes in the siege vault and remaining taxes after the pillage. So if you don't protect from the pillages, you only end up getting half the reward. You only end up getting 20% instead of 40%.
Plus the Vienta tax if the defenders successfully deliver the tax column to their castle. And you can check your server tax information from the menu. Siege reward distribution ratio. So from that 40%, 50% of that gets put in siege vault, and rest of the 50% gets used as pillage. There are 5 pillage points in the castle, and each will hold 10%. The pillage ticks every 5 minutes. You pillage about 15% of the pot. It's going to tick 7 times, so 35 minutes. Siege goes for 45 minutes.
7 times, okay.
10 minutes, there won't be any pillage. So pillage will happen up to 7 times or until there's nothing to pillage. And with the pillage, you don't have to hold a pillage point for 5 minutes. It comes in waves, so it ticks every 5 minutes. You need to be holding it when it ticks. So your guild can come in like 5 seconds before the tick, capture the pillage point.
That's so interesting, dude. That's so interesting. What do you guys think? Like, I feel like you could be in like a 30-man guild and have a chance at getting some of these ticks. Like, you might not be able to hold it the whole time, but depending on like where the flow of the fight is going around the siege, I feel like you could definitely snag one of these at the right time. Since you don't have to actually hold it for 5 minutes, you could just ambush it at the right time.
And when it ticks, that amount goes straight into your guild vault, guild distribution tab. And after the siege ends, the legion, the alliance that holds a castle is called legion. So the legion that captures the Stoneguard Castle acquires the sum of the taxes in the siege vault and the remaining taxes after the pillage. So the siege vault will stay 50%, and if there was like 16% remaining total from these pillage points, the total reward will be 66% of the 40% siege reward. But usually there won't be anything left in pillage, so just 50%. Right, time for quick math. So if your server has, let's say, 4 million Lucent, I think the big servers from the region are close to having like 3 to 4 million. So 40% of 4 million is 1.6 million. And then 50% of that goes into vault and 50% goes into pillage. So we just divide by 2. So you have 800,000.
So he's just assuming it's all going to get pillaged? Not on our server. Not on our server, it won't.
I mean, well, pillage is going to get emptied, so you only have 50%. So let's say you win the castle and there's 800,000 Lucent to share with the alliance. But before you share, they also take 20% tax from this. So 20% of 800,000 is 160,000. So 800,000 minus...
Wait, the tax gets taxed? What is this, real life? What do you mean the tax gets taxed? It's already been taxed.
160,000, 640,000. Now there's 4 guild in alliance, 70 members in each guild, so there's 200...
Where do you see the 20% tax? Is it 20 or is it 22? Where's he getting that from? What is he talking about? Basically, siege winner is going to be whales and zergers. Well, it's not going to be people with green items and 12 members. Is that what you were hoping it would be? You won't be able to protect 5 pillages without focusing on protecting Golem? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Lovely, these omnipotent skills are no joke. Guillotine at 4, 1 more to go. Dude, I hit common on every single one of my guillotine upgrades. It was brutal. It took me so long to get it to level 5. These super alliances have main guild plus 4 guilds. They just spread forces among the pillage points, but I guess you get enough noobs to crash one point at the right time and it could happen. Oh, it could definitely happen. Yeah, it could definitely happen. I mean, he's saying here that pretty much every pillage point gets drained in Korea every time. So it can definitely happen. It doesn't matter how big someone's alliance is. You got 6 different objectives, 6+ objectives that you're defending. I mean, there's different respawn points that you're defending here. Like, even if you're in a Zerg, there's definitely opportunities for smaller groups to sneak in and get some mischief and some money. I missed what region and server you're on. I'm on Chernobog, NA East. Tax rate should be 0% and no pillaging. Losers lose. I was hoping my character with 1.5 gear score was going to win Siege. I thought Siege was a 3 versus 3. Like Arena. You're telling me Zergs are allowed to go?
180 members, so divide by 280. Each person takes about 2.2k Lucent. So it's not that significant. I mean, there's only going to be very...
Oh, some people are going to be mad that he said that's not significant. I got people in my YouTube comments saying, I've been playing since launch and I have only made 237 Lucent. This guy's clearly lying. It's not possible to make money in this game. I've sold every item in my inventory and I have 237 Lucent.
Few servers, maybe like 5 servers with close to like 4 million pot. Other servers, it's going to be much less. And there are so many people that are worried about these people winning Siege and just become so rich and give them like unfair advantage. I think it's a reasonable reward for winning a Siege in one of the biggest servers. And this is if you win with 4 guilds. If it was a mega alliance, imagine doing all the calculation. Because you can only share with your legion using the game system. So you gotta calculate and then distribute manually. And you have to utilize the market to share with the alliance that are not in your alliance. So they have to acquire loot from a war boss, put it on the market.
Yeah, this take is way too based. This is way too... I'm surprised he has this many likes. I'm surprised. If I tried to say this on Twitch, half of you guys would be molding.
And then the legion buys that item, but then there's also 20% tax on the market, and once the guild receives the amount, there's also another 20% on top of that, the tax, and then distribute. So you need an accountant. So like a single, medium, or big-sized guild, taking few ticks of the pillage, could take about the same or more than the legion. And trust me, there are a lot of opportunities for these like neutral single guilds to take this pillage, because the big guilds...
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. If you have 280 people... splitting 50% versus 30 people splitting 5%, like, you know, depending on how many of those pillages you get, it's not actually obvious that the big Zerg even walks away with more money. Because they have to split it, you know, 5, 10x more ways than the little guys do.
I'm going to be focusing on resurrection stones and pushing for the throne. And also, let's say the pot for the Solent was 45 billion. This is based on a big server as well. Each person is going to take 25 million. All right.
That's nice.
Reward. Thanks for watching. Good luck.
Sweet. Good content. Like any MMO, whales and Zergs wins. Just like real life, 1% control everything and the rest are peasants. Well, if you want to know how to have just the same gear as the whales without spending any money, do I have a video guide for you. How's the guild balance on NA East? On Chernobog, it's not very good. There was a brief moment when it was good. We had 2 Ethereum guilds, and then we allied with like 2 local Cherno guilds. Then there was a guild called FTP. They had 4 guilds, and then there was a guild called Bricked. And they kind of had 4 guilds, although I don't think all of them were full. And we had a pretty good, like, 3-way alliance thing happening. But then FTP left the server, and then Brick didn't want to fight us by themselves, so they left the server. And now it's basically just us and a bunch of, like, you know, smaller groups that don't want to ally together, and it kind of sucks. We dissolved our alliance for a minute. So we were down to just 2 guilds. We were down to just the 2 Ethereum guilds, and that was a lot of fun, because we were kind of like fighting the people we were previously teaming up with, and then a lot of the smaller groups had a chance as well. But then we re-allied, so we're back up to 3 guilds now, and I feel like that kind of killed the server again. I'm not really sure why we did it. I think we're just trying to secure a win for Siege, which, I mean, 2K is 2K, I guess. I have 5 minutes. Let's do some contracts. A Siege on all servers this Sunday? Yeah. We should form 30-man guilds and go for pillage points. What you should do is you should form a 1-man guild. And then use diplomacy to convince other guilds to come and protect you while you get the tick on your 1-man guild, and then you can keep all of the Lucent to yourself. Question is, can you G-kick before the payout? Man, that is truly the question. That is truly the question. Could you imagine? Yeah, I don't know how the payout works. Does it just automatically distribute it to you and your allies the moment the siege ends? Can we drop siege with like 15 seconds left? Or can we like drop alliance 15 seconds left? And cut our friends out of the payment? Not that I would do that. Just curious. How much Solent will we get from the siege? It looks like I will get like 15 million. 15 or 20 million if we win. If the first offender guild imploded on a server and kicked all members, would the server auto-assign the tax delivery event? I don't know what happens if the guild doesn't assign the tax delivery event. I would assume there's some kind of mechanic that forces it to go through because the defender's not allowed to just like skip the tax event. So yeah, I would assume that even if the guild doesn't assign it, there's probably a deadline and then it gets auto-assigned. I love your guides, making decent Lucent based on tips you provided, so great job. Nice, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad it's been helpful for you. The comments on that latest video have been something else. Gonna upload a video on how to make Lucent. It'll be about 2 minutes long tutorial signing up for Uber Eats and other delivery apps. Yeah, I saw a fake uni posted a how to make Lucent guide, and it was just a sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. So, I mean, frankly, not that useful to people who don't have Raid Shadow Legends sponsorships, but technically accurate. They do ally but can't pull the same numbers. We're talking about Cherno guilds. Even if it's 8 guilds, they won't match the same numbers as Ethereum's alliance. I don't know how sweaty Cure and Reassembled are. We don't even have the alliance with Cure right now. I'm not really sure what the situation with them is. Reassembled is at 67 out of 70, but I don't feel like they actually bring like 70 people to fights. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes down. Either way, I definitely think the priority is on winning rather than on like making it fair. So yeah, I would expect that we're going to bring 4 guilds as maxed out as possible. I don't really see any reason why we wouldn't do that. I mean, personally, I don't think 2K Lucent is enough to really like care that much about. I would rather just have a good fight, but I think that a lot of the Ethereum guys want to, you know, they care more about winning. So we'll see what happens. They don't like losing. They don't like losing. Castle holder can fuck over the alliance and just pay them nothing? You can electively decide whether or not to pay your allies? Castle leader decides how it's distributed. Can you just give it all to one person? Like, what do you mean he decides? Like, he decides which guilds get it, or he decides which individuals get it? Castle holder guild gets to distribute. You can make small changes and make it not equal. Prepare for major drama. I don't think we're going to really have that much drama on Cherno, to be honest. I mean, I hope we do, but I feel like it's going to be kind of stale. I think the other servers are going to have way better drama than us. Your tips actually work. I don't know what people are waffling about. They're just waffling because they like to complain. It's human nature. The CEO of Polymarket got raided by the FBI. I don't know what that is. Cure is dead now? Oh yeah, they're down to 50 players. Okay. I guess seemed really confused. Should we put the voices back in English? I'm starting to feel confused. Although I've heard these lines so many times by now that I probably have them memorized. The Dark Destroyers are here! Every time I log into the Korean client, it changes my global client to be in Korean, and it really freaks me out because it makes me wonder what other settings are just randomly being changed without my input. Gotta win, it's going on the LinkedIn profile. I think it actually is going on some people's LinkedIn profiles. Reassembled brought about 54 last Boonstone that we fought against them. Okay. So pretty good, pretty good. They'll probably bring at least that many to Siege then. Delivers all to himself and leaves. I mean, I feel like that would be worth it just for the meme, right? Got kicked from my guild last night because of our alliance, and I said I wanted to get perms in Alliance Guild, and today I found out they are breaking the alliance, and I got kicked due to that. I'm not really sure what that means. Like Discord perms? What are you talking about? They need to sort the Zerg problem. What do you think they should do? Ain't no way you walked out of his death blow range and mid-charge up. Since I said I enjoyed talking to the third party more. So you disrespected your alliance and they kicked you? Good riddance. I would have done the same thing. Okay, let's eat some food. Let's take this semi-seriously. Not the objective, but at least farming kills. Okay, who's the staff user nuking me from off screen? How did he even do that? Is he above me? That was so far. You see these ice spears just come from outer space? Our server has 2 million Lucent in Siege Bank. Yeah, it's like 1.5k if you guys win it. I mean, you know, cool, I guess. Is that enough money for you guys to get like real worked up over? Wait, so you can roll dice to let people know who you are? Oh, whoa, exploits. Oh, that's crazy. It won't let me invite him. Okay, case sensitive. Got it. It worked this time. Always got to remember about case sensitive. It's a lot of greens. Going for it. What's your take on keeping trade and lockstone for boss weapons versus using them on your current purple best in slot gear? 100,000% save them for boss weapons. Never, ever, ever spend a trait unlock stone on something that's not a field boss weapon. Whoops, that was a misclick. Yeah, that is one of the easiest no-brainers, in my opinion, as far as how to do your progression properly. Man, where are all the blue guys? Let's go spawn somewhere else. I don't like it up here. Good leader collect tax siege for himself and buys 2 arc boss weapons and full traits. Yeah, like that would be the best outcome, I think. You have a 300-person organization work together to win a siege, and then one guy hoards all the rewards to himself. And then just completely squanders it too, right? Like, not even 2 arc boss weapons. Like, he buys like 5, right? He just buys like 1 of each arc boss weapon. Like, shit, he doesn't even have leveled up. That would be, I think, the best outcome. Like, if you win your siege this weekend, you'll be talking about it for a few weeks. But if you win your siege and then give all the money to yourself and buy stuff you don't even need, people will be talking about that for years. What about Field Boss Armor, Shadow Harvester, for example? How would you go about getting traits without stones? Yeah, those count too. I shouldn't just say weapons. Any Field Boss gear, even like Band of Universal Power or Belt of Bloodlust, I would put those in the category of items that you can use trade unlock stones for. I probably would not use them on Shadow Harvester pants, though. The armors from Field Bosses are about to get added into the 2-star dungeons that are coming out. So if it was like a couple weeks ago, I would say, you know, if you want to trade those out, go ahead and use your unlock stones. Now it's so close to those new dungeons. I would just wait and just either get lucky and loot them, or wait for the prices to come down and buy them, because the prices will come down significantly once those new dungeons start dropping those pieces. Is T2 coming out tomorrow? No. No, at least 1 more week, maybe 2 more weeks. We don't really know. I don't think they've confirmed. Win siege and clean out the greens in the markets. Redistribution of wealth. S&S wand. Think we can get him? Oh. Good trip. GG. That's crazy, dude. Imagine dying to only 3 people as an S&S wand. Kind of embarrassing. I think this is my favorite event. It's so, like, nice and spread out, and it doesn't cap your gear. Guess I should turn in my points. What other events do we got? Yeah, we'll just stay here and get the medal here. We get medals from Dominion events, right? Just not GVGs? Okay. It really threw me off when I found out you didn't get resistance medals from guild events. It's like, strikes me as kind of arbitrary. I guess they think those guild coins are more valuable or something? I don't really know what the logic would be. Oh boy. This doesn't end well. Am I feeling better? No. No, I'm kind of, kind of slugging it out right now. Well, the Abyss Currency new boxes come out with new dungeons. The Abyss Currency new boxes come out with new dungeons. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I don't think there are any new Abyss Currency boxes. The only Abyss Currency boxes I can think of that might be new would be the one that have T2 armors in them. But there's not going to be any T2 armors in the 2-star dungeons, so I don't think the Abyss boxes are going to change at all. I would imagine that the only new boxes are going to be the boxes that you use the red dimensional shards on. So right now we have the blue dimensional shards that you get from 1-star dungeons. The 2-star dungeons will have... this is very confusing. Hopefully they name it something else. But it will also have an item called dimensional shard, except it's red. So, you get your blue dimensional shards, you get your red dimensional shards. It's kind of like how they call everything in the game a lithograph. Even though there's like 5 different types of lithograph. They're all just lithographs. So yeah, there's 2 different dimensional shards. There will be new boxes that you can use to turn in for gear. But they will use new coins. So I don't really think saving up your coins right now is necessary. But of course, I'm just guessing. I don't know any of this for sure. They changed some of this stuff for global, so they could change it again. But I would be surprised if Abyss currency was suddenly able to be used to get like Shadow Harvester pans. That would be a pretty drastic change. But you never know with these MMO developers. Sometimes they surprise you. But I mean, the Abyss currency is only for gear that you can get from Abyssal Dungeons, right? So like, if suddenly you can get Shadow Harvester pants from an Abyssal box, that's because they added Shadow Harvester pants not only to the T2 dungeons, but that means they also added it to like Saradoma or something. Which again, like, there's a possibility that they do that, but I find it very unlikely that that would happen. Not even close, dude. How do you do that? It's a good idea to start stocking up on Enchanted Ink now and wait to litho stuff when 2-star dungeon come out to maximize Lucent. Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, it depends on how much you already have. You're only going to get to do 2 runs a day of those dungeons. So I don't think you're going to have like 5 epics that you suddenly need to litho. But if you want to set aside like 100 ink and like 300-400 trade stones, that's probably not a bad idea. I mean, if you do get super lucky, you want to be able to take advantage of it, right? So yeah, you might as well set some materials aside for the first couple weeks and see how it goes. How do I actually get the Vengeful Spirit Core? I've only ever seen other people get it, and then I like go and steal it when it's on the ground. I tried killing all these mutants and it didn't drop. You have to kill someone else to get it to drop? Do the mutants have to be glowing? Yo, this guy just resists absolutely everything. It's a big mutant monster. What's he called? Is he not called Enchanted Mutant? I killed like 10 Enchanted Mutants on the thing, on the test subject icon on the map, and I still didn't get nothing. Still didn't get that boost. Is Expo Dagger full melee evasion is good? Full melee evasion. It's hard to know what you mean when you say that, but yeah, I think you can build Expo Dagger with melee evasion. I haven't tried to do so like in the character builder, but it seems like it should be possible. I think you could play just about anything with melee evasion if you want to. We gotta go for this guy with 66. Even though he's got a whole posse protecting him. And he's a healer. We gotta go for it anyways. Someone will get him. Oh. Is my camera being... Hold on. I'm ascending. Alright, we're back. Are we back? Did it freeze? It cooked my cam, you guys. Okay, we're back. Has anyone told you sound like CM Punk? I don't know who that is. I don't think this is how I normally sound. I think I'm sick. Right now I'm running, not running any more dungeons back up to 4,500, so when 2-star dungeons, I can run 10 at a time. Well, I wouldn't let them sit at cap. I would at least go down to 3,600 a day, so that it resets back up to 4,500. I wouldn't let them just sit at 4,500. That's way too much money down the drain. What up, Robert? How you doing? Hello, Mr. Swiper Streamer with mega boosted RNG getting fed by your guild. What's up? That's me. That's me, Moreland, fed by the guild TV. You are my Johnny Sins? No, I am not. I am not that. You do not have any of that footage of me, and you never will. Unless you pay for it. Oh, oh, oh. Paycheck. How much? I've actually thought about doing a completely wholesome, safe for work OnlyFans. But then I was like, I think I just don't want to be on that website at all, even as a joke. Premium OnlyFans? Yeah, I would just go on there and just like, I don't know. Just like read Harry Potter or something. In like an ASMR voice. That would be my OnlyFans. There'd be like no sexual content whatsoever. Subs start at 1K. Is Expo Dagger kind of tricky to learn to play well? Someone wants to go for it. It's tricky, yeah. I haven't played enough to really give you like a full rundown on it, but I'm told that it's a lot of button presses, short cooldowns. You have a lot of kind of like snap decisions you need to make. Also, if you're gonna PvP with it can be very difficult to like position properly. You really have to know where you are and like where you need to be so that you can follow up properly on sleep bombs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of bad crossbow players. I think more than any other builds, I've seen a lot of bad crossbow players. So I assume it's not that easy to play because it has the worst players of any builds by a pretty significant margin. So yeah, I would guess that it's one of the tougher ones to play. But I don't have a lot of hands-on experience with it myself. I played a little bit of crossbow and KR, but it was mainly just there to act as a steroid for my staff. Played a forbidden build for a bit. I do not look like Stefan Molyneux. How do people even still know who he is? He's not even. Is he even relevant anymore? What is this, 2014? I ended up doing a hard reroll off X-Bow to bow. So now bow staff. Yeah, no, bow staff is the build for sure. Highest skill ceiling according to max roll. Yeah, I think I might agree with that. I think I might agree with that. there any builds that you guys think are harder than Expo Dagger? Thank you for posting the Lucent guide. Helps a lot for a free-to-play player. Hey, no problem. I'm glad. I'm glad somebody likes it. Can you read all of Lord of the Rings to us? It's not a bad idea, dude. It's not a bad idea. Start an OnlyFans and just read Lord of the Rings.
You have to work harder, everyone. Only a large quantity of chaos fragments can purify this land.
Maybe I can pull some of you dopamine junkies away from your degenerate Coomer content and read you a nice book instead.
The chaos fragments they stole will be ours again. Find the chaos fragments and take them to my assistants.
Not on YouTube, but he still puts out content.
Purify the fragments.
I had a crossbow trying a staff expo from bow staff. It'd take a while until I get used to the rotation.
First and foremost, we must focus on collecting as many chaos fragments as possible.
He makes bald look bad. It's not that hard to do. Not a lot of advantages with the bald setup. Guys, I'm not getting very many kills. I need to pay more attention. I keep running into 6 greens by myself and dying. It's not good strats. There's a guy in Hub that teaches math lessons. Okay.
There's not much time left. Please do your best.
Did you spend much Lucent to get your gear score to 3500s? I probably spent around 10 to 15k. There were a few things that I had to buy that were like 1 to 2k, and that was the bulk of it. A lot of my trait upgrading I did very, very cheap using my magnificent trait calculator. Like, how much did I spend on the bracelet? Anyone remember? I put it in the video. I don't remember how much it was, but it was like half of what the market value was of all the traits. It was really, really cheap. I spent 1100. That's right. Yeah, and the market value was like 2300, right? Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's super cheap. But I still had to spend some money to get the traits unlocked. The unlocks were the most expensive thing. Like on my necklace, I paid like 900 to 1000 per unlock for like skill damage and max health. And then what else? What else was expensive? Bracelet unlocks were somewhat expensive. Ring wasn't too bad. But yeah, necklace and bracelet unlocks were really expensive. And then I had to pay 2k to get hit on my Mordecai because I failed 300 reroll stones worth of conversions. That was rough. So adding all the unlocks together from like Mordecai, necklace, and bracelet, that's probably
Excellent work.
6k.
Terrifying fiends and collecting fragments, everyone.
And then a few grand to get everything upgraded. I did my upgrading really efficiently. It didn't cost me that much at all to do the upgrading.
Guild that brings more
But I probably spent a total of 10 to 15k on everything if I had to guess.
The Pure Light Tower is always working to protect the providence of nature. All the chaos fragments you collected today will become purified
Mordecai really that good? No, but it was when I got it.
once again.
I got it on like the second or third day of the game. So it was really good at that point. At this point, I would much rather be using a dentist. I might get in a dentist today. We have one sitting in the guild storage right now. I don't know how many people still need it. Get more from that? Yeah, but it's one I've gotten like a million times. The one I really want, the Dominion reward that I really want is... oh, I forgot we had Tevin today. This one, dude. There's a Amatoid that you guys get. I probably shouldn't be talking about this because now I'm going to have more competition. But if you go to the Amatoid lithograph book, terrible name, by the way, you see this PAL synergy tab. So you have the bonuses for getting 25. Okay, that's great. That's fine. Those are good. Sure. But if you look at these synergies, these are crazy. Like, you can get 7%, 5.5% of this item chance is just from these synergies. So, like, this guy right here is from getting top 10 at Festival of Fire. But if it's a Dominion event, you have to be on the winning team. And I didn't know this. So I went to Festival of Fire and I grinded hella points. But we still got rank 2, and so I didn't get the thing. And I was so locked in, dude. I was like, I'm getting my 1.5%. And it didn't matter because my team sucked. I think the rest of these are just like super lucky field boss drops. Yeah. The Dentist. Dude, this one's 0.5%. Talus. XP bonus, nobody cares. Mastery bonus, nobody cares. Here we go. Well, I've got 1 out of 4 here. How do we get these? Acquired from Hunt? Hunting what? Oh, never mind. It's all from... Yeah, all from bosses. Okay. Pretty much all from field bosses, and then that one event. You have to win PvP version or PvE as well? Well, if it spawns as a peace event, then you could, but I never see it spawn as a peace event. I always see it spawn as either co-op or Dominion. So, I don't know how often you can do it as a peace event. But yeah, theoretically, if it was peace, you could do it and you could get top 10, but I feel like the peace events have kind of been replaced with the co-op events. I did lift the Moonlight spell high effort 5 times before learning it's bugged right now. I don't think it's bugged. I think it's just the same thing. If it's the co-op version, it doesn't have the same rewards. So you can check and it'll tell you. Like co-op Festival of Fire doesn't show the Amatoy, and the co-op Wolf event won't show it either. But you could definitely get the Wolf morph at a Dominion event. I've gotten it like 2 or 3 times. People have no idea how that event works. It's really easy to get that one. Everyone just turns it into the wrong place and doesn't get anything. What can I get from the Halloween dungeon? Is it worth the run? Yeah, I mean, you're a bit late. It's about to close. So unless you're about to go run it 50 times, you're kind of SOL. But yeah, it's super worth running, dude. You get, first of all, you get all these cute pets and morphs. But you also get a ton of growth stones. You get ornate coins. You get 500k Solent every run. It was quite worth. Quite worth. You have to win. Oh, we just read that. No wolf morph. Yeah, you have to go to the Dominion version to get it. It's just scrap Amatoid stuff. Only leave it for auto loot. I like collecting the Amatoids. I just don't. Having your item drop rate based on a pure RNG drop only from field bosses does feel a little wacky. What can I do after running out of Abyssal and contract tokens besides touch grass? I have a whole, like, what to do at level 50 video that might give you some ideas, but you're completely out of tokens? You ran your blue contracts? Have you done your arenas? You could fish, cook. Run your contracts, run your event dungeons. Make an alt if you're got a lot of free time. The shop will reset with the pumpkin, but the event dungeons will disappear. Yeah, but I'm saying if you haven't even run the dungeons, you better get going. You don't have much time left. What is co-op party accumulation? No, co-op is like everybody works together. There's no rankings. For co-op, you just kind of like show up and do the thing and get the reward. You're not trying to rank against other people. A peace event just means you're still competing against everyone, but there's no PvP. But you're competing to see who gets the highest score. For co-op, there's no competition. You're all one big happy event family. Is it worth to have alt for extra Lucent? If you play the game like more than 40 hours a week, I think it's worth it. But yeah, I don't know how people find the time to play alts. I can barely keep up with one character. But I guess if you're like in college or something, you might have enough time. Or if you're on that sweet government income. Okay, let's go back and do a couple more runs. Let's do a couple more runs. Or do I want to go into Abyssals? Let's do one more run and then I'm going to go to Abyssals. Instant butchers. We love butchers. Candy's last 7 more days. Yeah, I don't think that's going to actually do anything, though. I'm pretty sure that the event is going to close tonight. They were pretty clear in the patch notes that the event is ending. So you might still be able to spend your stuff in the shop, but I wouldn't risk it. I would buy everything right now. Are you running Greatsword Dagger? How do you like it? I like it a lot for small scale, JC. I hate it in large scale. It is very unfun in large scale. And to be honest, even in small scale, I think that SNS Greatsword is kind of better in every situation. The only time that I think that this build's like can really shine is if it's like giga geared. Like if I had Tevent daggers, I'd be a lot more enthusiastic about this build. But barring that, I kind of feel like just running it as an SNS is better. Do you think there will be a Christmas event? There better be. Yeah, I think Koreans like Christmas. I don't know if it's going to be like as involved as the Halloween event with the whole dungeon and everything, but there will be some kind of event. There will be some kind of like event currency that you can get and an event shop that you can spend things on. There were events pretty often in KR. I think we'll get one for Christmas. Can't grind nothing Amatoys field boss or dungeon chest. You're sitting on timers. Yeah, you really can't like target the Amatoys. I think that's why they're not satisfying.
Nice.
Useless. Welcome back for 59. That's so impressive, dude. How's life, buddy? Is decent build one staff for PvP heal? Yeah, one staff is the best build in the game. Everybody loves wand staff. My West Coast alt is going to be wand staff whenever I manage to scrape together enough free time to level one up. Finished so much and haven't gotten a single shard. That's where it doesn't spawn in the fishing sacks. I think the tech is to cast your hook, and then if you see a large fish, you cancel it and you recast, and you only let the small ones hook. I haven't actually tried doing this, but this is what I've been told. Oh, I'm losing my voice, boys. How do I get some of your Lucent? Can you mail it, or what's the play? You want me to mail you my Lucent? No, I cannot mail it to you. It is rather easy to RMT in this game, but I will not be participating because the rates are not high enough. I mean, because I have integrity. And also the rates aren't high enough. Co-op is shared tier rewards. You still get more activity points in co-op if you're higher in rank. Well, there's no rank. You get higher activity points. First of all, who cares about activity points? But yes, you do get higher activity points and more like food boxes and stuff if you score more points. But it's not about rank. You don't need to score more points than someone else. You just need to score more points. Like, it's the same amount of points every time. Like for Requiem, I think the highest one is 700. If you score 700 points, it doesn't matter if someone else scored 650 or someone else scored 750. All that matters is what your score is, and then you get that reward, and you can see what the rewards are. At a peace event, it doesn't matter how many points you have. It matters how many points you have relative to someone else. So you could have 700, but if there's 11 people with 701, then you're not in the top 10. You don't get that reward. I need to be like Jonah? Where are you going with this? Elaborate. SNS Greatsword does what you can do, but also sets to ignore everyone. Yes, exactly. SNS Greatsword does the same thing that Dagger Greatsword does, except way tankier. Lives through everything. Never gets targeted. Still kills the same number of people. Do we not have a wand? What's going on here? Everyone's just kind of dying. I have never seen a group struggle with this trash before. What is going on, bro? Are we back to week 1? Ladies and gentlemen, please use your skills. Please press the button on your keyboards. Currently running SNS Greatsword, so tanky. Yeah, you can't go wrong with SNS Greatsword. It's a godly build right now. We keep thinking they're gonna nerf it, but they don't. They never nerf it. I have 41 leftover dimensional pumpkins and no idea what to do with it. Put them on your lawn? Is it too late for that? Oh, just kidding. I baited him. I didn't actually have my cooldown. Nobody's got any other CC for the one on the right? Oh my goodness. It's over. Is BP always worth? Yeah. Battle Pass, always worth. It's always a crazy value. They'd make it like that on purpose. Okay, I guess I'll rest since our healer doesn't have any heals on his bar. He's a apparently a DPS healer. He's a DPS 1 player. Been watching the congressional hearing regarding UAPs. That's all a psyop, dude. Do you think any of that's legit useless? You think they're having congressional hearings about aliens? That's all just a distraction, dude. They're either doing it to cover up some aerial technology that they don't want other nations to know we have, or they're just bread and circuses. Dude, I believed in aliens my whole life until I saw those congressional testimonies, and then I was like, oh no, they're making this up. As soon as people at Congress were like, yeah, aliens are real, I'm like, nope. Nope. Fake. Kid, you made me check my mic. Well, it has no morals that we all know about. I'm a very ethical gamer these days, okay? I haven't sold video game money for real money in like 15 years. That's pretty good. Where's the best spots to fish? I haven't really investigated that personally. Maybe someone in chat knows. Normally I stay in here, but I knew these guys were going to need help. We're still going to lose the healer. Brother, you gotta... Okay. It's his first day. Our DPS healer has also never done this dungeon before. And he doesn't read chat, so... It's fine. It's fine. You don't really need it. Do you need a healer for this boss? You don't need a healer for this boss. Even though you can't actually jump his jump mechanic. We're not resetting, dude. Alright, I guess we're resetting. There are a lot of bots running random dungeons because there's no restrictions. You mean like literal bots or like people who play like bots? What do you mean no restrictions? The shop will reset. Don't waste it. Confirmed by Korean guys. So we'll get one reset tonight where we can spend our tokens for like a couple hours before the servers go down. Is that what you're saying? Sardom Island is good for fishing. Quick question for T2 upgrade. Will you be doing mostly blue items to give blessings rather than transferring purple to build 8k blessing? To build 8k blessing. Getting 8k blessing doing blue to blue would take a very long time. You can only get 192 blessing on a maxed out blue to blue transfer. So... That's, unless you want to do that 40 times, that's probably not the play. And also, by the time T2 gear comes into the game, purples are going to be way cheaper than they are right now. A lot of purples are already getting pretty cheap. So, No, I don't think blue to blue is going to be nearly as viable once T2 comes out. I think it's mostly just going to be purple to purple. Interesting. People find the most creative ways to die in these fights. Okay. We got it, boys. We got it. I'm staying in. Yeah, me and the tank. The tank who's got his greatsword out. Come back, dude. Team up with me. Where's my tank? It's making me do this by myself. He's really got his shield on his back. That's wild. Do you think he knows? Should we tell him? Maybe he knows. Maybe it's on purpose. Is the Halloween dungeon worth it for the purple pouches? I got 20 candy corn. It is worth it. You better get going. 20 times 10 minutes. You got 3-4 hours of tinging ahead of you. I hope you're ready to dial in. I know the best place to fish if you want to test on stream. How are you guys, like, measuring what the best place to fish is? Like, what's the outcome that you're looking for? You're looking for the bags, or there's certain fish you're looking for, or what's the metric? What you want to do is make a separate purple where you feed 5.5k blessing and eventually feed your current gear into it and feed that into T2. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, I would want to actually look at the math and make sure that the blessing is worth using, but T1 purple gives 10% into T2s. Yeah, using T1 purples on T2s is the same thing as like using blues on purples. But if you're doing that right now for T2, that's a huge mistake. That's a complete waste of money. You're spending 5 times more Lucents than what that'll cost in 2 months. Like, don't do that until T2 is actually around the corner. Am I feeling better? No, I'm about to go blow a huge snot rocket, actually. I'll be right back. Oh, okay, that's better. I had people with no secondary weapon join dungeons. Okay, that's pretty body. Yeah, that is pretty bot-like. So Tevent is back. No, that's still early. Okay. The daylight savings fix not in yet. Because he'll go back to 8 Eastern, right? Alright, let's go spin some abyssals, boys. Let me show you guys the way to do it. Let me show you guys the abyssal strats. Oh. You ran into that Halloween dungeon 22 times yesterday? How are you feeling today? Have you recovered from that? Are you in need of any counseling? Hopefully make a video for us. For T2 trading? Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same as the process that we're using now. You just move everything up a tier, right? So, like, blues are now greens, epics are now blues, and then T2 epics are now purples, right? But it's other than that, it's the same process. The values are different. The actual, like, numerical value of blessing that you get is different, but the math is not really different. It's the same principles. So, like, stacking blessing on a purple right now, so you can transfer it to T2, would be like stacking blessing on a blue in the first week of the game when blues were super expensive, so you could eventually stack it to purple. Like, it just doesn't really make sense. It would actually be even worse than that, because at least you'd have a chance of getting the purples. You're not going to see those T2s. They're literally not in the game for months. So, like, why are you going to spend 50 to 100 Lucent on traits that are going to cost you 10 Lucent in January or February? You know what I mean? What's the point of farming Lucent besides getting all your traits up? Lucent is the currency you use to buy things in the game. So anything you can buy would be the point of having Lucent. There's not much you can do with Lucent? I don't know if I agree with that. I think there's not much you can do without Lucent. Yeah, the battle pass, any gear on the market, any traits on the market. I mean, I guess you could just try to loot everything yourself. But Lucent, pretty useful. Do people swipe for this game? Yeah, of course people swipe for this game. You don't have to swipe to get Lucent, though. You can just sell stuff on the market to get Lucent. That's what all us poors do. All of us poor folks. You can swipe and be fully geared in like 2 days. It'll probably take you longer than that to get the upgrade materials and stuff, but in terms of traits, yeah, I mean, you can swipe and get your traits done more or less instantly. Okay. So I had $20 on here a few days ago, still waiting for my Lucent to be released. It's on my account, but I can't use it. Yeah, I think it takes 3 days. Got 2 10% clicks in a row on my neck. Easy 800 Lucent. There you go. Are you going to cook a fish steak at one point? What do you mean? Why the arena closed? That's a good question. Is it closed? Arena's not open at the moment? Oh, I have 320 wins and 320 losses? That's not correct. Team match $11? Azubildender? What does that mean? Does that mean trainee in German or something? Well, Arena Season 1 starts tomorrow. So that's probably why. Much longer till nighttime. 2 minutes? Alright. I will be evicting this gentleman. What server am I on? I'm on Chernobog. Looting everything yourself is pointless, takes too long? Yeah, that's what Lucent is for. With Lucent, other people can loot things for you. Magic Evasion or Magic Endurance for Expo Dagger user. Even though Evasion sounds good for PvP, I think Endurance benefits more. What do you think? I would definitely go Evasion on Expo Dagger. Evasion is kind of the default choice for any dagger builds, but just remember you have to be very mindful when you're building Evasion. You can't just wing it. You have to follow a build, or you have to create a build from top to bottom. So if you haven't gotten around to doing that, then you could do Endurance, but by the time you're ready to like start getting your purple gear up and running, you really should probably have everything planned out. Any reason you're doing Temple of Siliveth? Yeah, I like the belts. Belts are easy money. Someone drive a grass mower through your window? Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, there's like 30 feet of hedges around this apartment building. And this guy takes about 6 hours to trim them. I'm pretty sure he just turns the mower on and then just like sits there scrolling TikTok. So he can like run up the clock or something. I'm not really sure. Is Greatsword Dagger more fun in PvE? Son is Greatsword SNS finds tanking too stressful in dungeons. I mean, you can play SNS Greatsword as a DPS. People might get mad at you, but you can queue as DPS. You don't have to queue as tank. You could build it as a DPS too. If he doesn't like tanking now, he definitely will not like tanking when the next dungeons come out. It's way more work to tank the next tier of dungeons, so... But I mean, in PvE, yeah, it's fine. We get big numbers. We get to see big numbers in PvE. That's always a good thing, right? I didn't like the way that guy was acting. Game only, no talk. Thanks to the Prime. It's keeping the lawn trim to the millimeter. Yeah, maybe he's doing like one of those hedge sculptures. The fish take for your appendix. I thought I already did it, and then I saw this pop up, and I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't done this? That I had a dream where I cooked a fish steak. I thought I cooked everything. I cooked all kinds of stuff. I have like level 17 cooking, but I guess I didn't cook any of those. They must be really bad recipes. We're in a bug because they coded it to end when the KR changes day. Okay. Time zones. These Korean games always struggle with time zones, especially daylight savings. Do you guys remember how badly daylight savings used to break BDO? It was like Y2K every time we had daylight savings in that game. You guys remember Y2K? You guys don't even know what that reference is. Zoomers. You guys weren't even born then. We got a free reign from Guild into Peace Juno, true gamer bros. Aw, what a nice guy. I think it's worth dissolving the abyssal contracts right now for mats to make the new upcoming contracts. Why would you think there would be new upcoming contracts? Someone tried to hack the arena. It's the same thing across all servers. I think they're just shutting it down because Season 1's about to start. Sucks because I got locked out of my 3 wins this week. Well, the arena reset was yesterday, so you didn't get locked out. This week just started today, and you might not be able to do it today, but you'll be able to do it after the patch. Do you have a good spot to farm quality parchments? I know the places, but are some better than others? I'm not sure about that. It's something I've been wanting to test, but I haven't gotten around to doing it. There is a chance that some abyssal dungeons drop more paper than others. But it's all anecdotal. Right now, I don't think anyone's actually, like, tracked it rigorously. We had one guy who would insist that you get more paper from Sanctum and like more of some other material from Silius and more of this other thing from... He had like a whole tinfoil for all the different areas, but I don't think anyone's actually tested it. Yeah, SNS Greatsword as DPS is totally and completely viable. I don't know why you guys are laughing. You've not played Greatsword before if you don't think that's the case. You could play Greatsword Wand as a DPS if you wanted to. I main tank. I hate seeing SNS Greatsword players queue as DPS my dungeons just to do less damage than the healer. I don't know how to respond to that. Greatsword damage is crazy. You guys are so funny. Normally it's the opposite. Normally all I hear is complaints about how busted Greatsword is, and today it's like, Greatswords do less damage than a healer. The dagger gets you a crit chance passive and a crit damage passive. The dagger skills themselves add very little to your damage. You can definitely pair Greatsword with a weapon besides dagger and queue as DPS and fucking clump. It is totally possible to do that. And the reason I'm not going past 3500s? Well, I don't really have anything else that I need. I'll probably upgrade to Belt of Bloodlust pretty soon, so I guess that will give me more. But I don't need a purple cloak, and I don't need to upgrade my violent signets. I don't need to upgrade my blue pants either. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot left for me to gain. I have a couple open traits, but they're just buff duration. So, I haven't bothered to unlock them. Trying to see if I can get them for free from the guild. Greatsword does a lot of damage, doesn't matter what you pair with. Yeah, I don't know if people realize that. Select passes from dagger. Yeah, but you gain a ton of survivability. You gain passes from the SNS. There's a couple SNS skills that have really good multipliers. So, you know, you use those instead of like Cleaving Moonlight or whatever. Like dagger doesn't really have, you got Brutal Incision. Other than that, you don't really have like hard-hitting dagger skills. It's really just there as a stat stick. And other weapons have passives that increase your damage too. So, yeah, there's plenty of ways that you could play Greatsword. Especially in these dungeons. These dungeons are so easy. Once we have challenge dungeons, I think it'll be harder to pull that off. But in these dungeons, I mean, you can play literally any Greatsword combo as DPS and be fine. How's Throne and Liberty been? It's been good. It's been good. We hopefully got some big updates coming soon. I think this Halloween event they did was cute. What did you guys think of the Halloween event? I think the only thing I didn't like about the Halloween event was how many times I had to run the dungeon. That was way too many times. I hope that changes in the future, but overall, I thought the Halloween event was pretty cute. I think it did a pretty good job. Ting. Am I not getting Harvester Pants? No, I'm running a plate builds. I don't use Shadow Harvester, I use Field General. And for pants, I use blue pants. I use these guys. Very well statted. Very well statted. The only thing I could really replace these with would be Ebb and Roar, which would give me a little bit more melee evasion, but it would give me less range evasion. So I haven't bothered to do that because I kind of like my evasion where it's at right now. How do you get trades from guild for free? You just loot them, and then if people don't need the item, then you can use it for a trait instead. So we have this collar right here. This matches my collar, so I could use this to unlock buff duration. So as long as everyone in the guild has their collar of decimation already, which I don't know, there might still be a couple people who need it. But if nobody needs this as the item, then the next priority would be for the trade unlock. And so I would just be like, hey, I haven't unlocked that yet, and then they would give it to me. Or I would roll against whoever else hasn't unlocked it yet. Gonna miss that Tinger guy? Maybe they'll bring him back for other... Maybe they'll bring him back for other events. Greatsword, Greatsword? Yeah, you could definitely... In fact, I highly recommend that you guys queue public dungeons as Greatsword, Greatsword. I don't see anything wrong with that. What's the Greatsword, Greatsword Gate of Infinity times looking like? Not bad. A minute 40? A minute 40. I mean... Bro, some of those double weapon combos are like, take like 6 minutes. Greatsword, Greatsword, you do it in a minute 40? That's not bad. Oh. Really? It's that full? I guess it is. Well, we got some good drops, though. Okay, let's make some space. Those might actually sell. The green chest evasions might actually sell. I shouldn't be so hasty to throw those in the trash. Endurance, though. Endurance goes bye-bye. Max mana goes bye-bye. Okay, do we pick everything up? Let's go empty the bags real quick. Should be able to skip to the end boss after one run. I think one run a day would have been okay. 2 to 3 runs a day really felt like a slog.
We have lots of wares. Take a look.
I don't think I bought my keys yet today. Yeah, I need to go do some contracts and get these. Only have 6 hours left. Okay, let's yeet this. Let's yeet this. Let me check those blue shoes that I got earlier. Okay, yep. Those sell. Those sell. Wisdom hit chance, weaken chance. Interesting. And then let me check these prayer vestments. Only double-digit listings. They're expiring, though. So, not a lot of people are selling, but not a lot of people are buying. Probably not worth.
Tell me what it is.
Yeah, alright. We'll just blow them all up. These are definitely not worth anything, except for maybe max health. Maybe max health.
It's also important to think about what you want to craft yourself and what to trade.
Okay. Let's nuke some of these. I miss anything? I guess I could litho the Carnix bow. Since I'm probably not going to sell it. $10. $90. 69. Nice. See, boys, it's easy to make money. It's nighttime. Should we go have some fun? Let's go check Sardoma.
It's also important to think about what you want to craft yourself.
The big chests are about to come up. Halloween event was good, but awful dungeon runs. What's the reason to skill up rather than dust them? You get it's more efficient if you trait them together rather than dissolving them individually. Are you guys swearing in other languages? You better behave. Alan just imploded. I, for one, am shocked that that happened. That guild seemed to be made up of very mentally stable individuals. I think we'll still be able to have PvP evasion builds with T2 runes. I think we'll be able to have PvP evasion builds with T2 runes. I'm not sure what the rune connection that you're making. I do think that evasion is going to be less viable once T2 gear comes out. But the runes don't really have a big impact one way or the other. They're fairly minor bonuses. They don't like change the whole meta. Litho Carnix, you can't. Other Litho. Wrong Litho. You gotta remember, Litho in this game means at least 17 different things. So. You got lithograph, blank lithographs, you got lithograph book, you got the lithograph book for your amatoys, different from the lithograph book for your gear. Lithograph log. You could just add anything in front of or after lithograph and it probably exists in the game. It's like the 5th time in 2 weeks that Alan has imploded. They'll recover. They'll recover. Strong leader. Determined leader. Unless the leader left, then they will not recover. How's the leader doing? Is he hanging in there? He's still there. Oh, they're fine. They're fine. 68 out of 70. That's not even an implosion. If you're still over 65 members, you didn't implode. You gotta get down to at least like 61 before we're in implosion territory, you know? Is the server dead? It is, yeah. People used to come to Saradoma, but then we kind of zerged it, and then we kind of stopped zerging it, and we would only bring like 10 people, but then people still didn't want to fight, and so then we would bring like 4 people, and then people still didn't want to fight. So now I just run out here by myself, and occasionally I'll see like a couple people, but I think everyone's just like learned to be helpless and not even try, even though we don't really even defend it anymore. How many mental issues do you need to lead an alliance? At least 1. To lead a whole alliance? Let me tell you guys, the degree to which I have worked on my mental health and the degree to which I want to lead an alliance in video games are directly opposed to each other. Inverse correlated. Bro, when I was like 19, I loved running guilds. I loved running alliances, zergs, politics, drama, backstabbing, espionage. I had alts in every guild. I had a voice changer for comms. People still have that now, but for other reasons. Nowadays, I can't even keep up with Discord, dude. I log in and people are yapping and I'm like, why are we yapping? Shut up. Shut up and play the game. Shut up. BDO Siege podcast? On my server, there's 100 Russians every night at Saradoma. That's so sick, dude. Shout out to the Russians. Maybe we should just go play on the Russian server. What does Tim Allen do now? Tim Allen just recently got a position at NASA. Yeah. I think he put Potion Shop down as his referral. And so they're both part of the new project that NASA has. Russians have like 9 guilds. That's what we were expecting. Like, we wanted there to be, like, when we got ready for global launch, you know, we put 4 guilds together. We're like, okay, guys, this is going to be really hard. We're only sticking to 4 guilds. These other alliances, they're going to have 8 guilds, 12 guilds. We're going to have to lock in. And then we start playing, and that did not end up being the case. Apparently, it's in Japan, there's Megazergs. In Russia, there's Megazergs. On NA, you bring like 14 people to a world boss on NA, and people flip out in global chat. Wait, did I actually win? I was just playing around. Do they want me to take it? I don't really care. He seems like he wanted it. I would be annoyed if someone rolled up with 2 seconds left and rolled the dice. Apparently 49 was actually the highest roll. That's funny. Come to Immortality, we got like 4 top guilds that are always at war. Some pretty strong lesser guilds. I think if Ashes of Creation was not a thing, unironically Ethereum would transfer to Europe, or like make fresh Europe characters. It wouldn't, because it wouldn't be that hard. We could just use our NA Lucent, and we would gear up super fast on Europe. But I don't think there's enough energy to do like that many Throne and Liberty servers and Ashes of Creation. A lot of the guys are really enjoying the Ashes of Creation alpha. And so, but if that wasn't there and we were just playing TNL and we were this bored, I unironically think that people would roll Europe and we would have a whole Europe alt guild. It's not that 49 was the highest roll, everyone got one? Oh. How did they all get one? They have like, how many people they have? It's not that many chests. What if you don't see the piece of gear looking for in the auction house? Can I sell for whatever I want? You can list it for whatever you want. I don't know that it'll sell for whatever you want. What are you trying to sell? Same on EU server, chat got floated by someone who didn't like getting attacked on Sorodoma at night as a healer by the top guild. Well, to be fair, I think a lot of people come to Sorodoma at night and they think they're going to grind and they don't realize that it's like a PvP objective and that the chests are actually pretty valuable. No builds? I don't have any commands on YouTube, no. You have to go on Twitch. One of these days we'll set it up on YouTube. Pretty sick of waiting on Ashes? Well, for the low price of $120, you could play the alpha. And then you're only waiting 5 days a week instead of, well, 4 days a week instead of 7. Oh, beat that. 86. We're in there, boys. No shot. You got a 94. All right. This is how it goes every night. You have kids now, you can play Ashes launch with them. Ashes it might be the first like truly like multi-generational game, you know? Like our kids, our grandkids, our great-grandkids, like everyone will be waiting for it to come out. And then we'll all be able to play it together. Once we all become cyborgs and no longer die of old age. Kids at the developers finishing it? Yeah, yeah, like the first like Dynasty MMO, you know? Alright, let's go back to Temple. We got 30 minutes until Tevens. What are the best traits? It depends on the item. I've got a whole trait guide that'll take you through everything if you're interested. You're not playing the Ashes Alpha? I don't have time, dude. I don't have time. I have 17,000 Abyssal tokens right now. I don't have time to play Ashes. I played it twice. For like 3-4 hours each time. And I like it. It looks fun. The guys are having a lot of fun PvPing and everything, but yeah, I just don't have time, dude. I don't have time. I'm never going to make any YouTube videos if I play 2 MMOs. That's crazy. 2 MMOs is a lot of MMOs. That is a high quantity of MMOs. I think Greatsword Staff is good. Good is a strong word. I think it exists. I would say that that build exists. If I had to use one word, that word would be exists. Ooh, I'm down bad on Emirates. Emirates. Man. I can't even buy 3 of them because they're too cheap. I have to buy a whole bunch. Is that worth? Maybe I'll just go grind some more. I've been lithoing too many accessories, you guys. Been lithoing too many blue accessories. I am Emirate starved. What does fill items do in the warehouse? It makes the quick stack button actually work. Yeah, it's like super, super useful, actually. Yeah, I guess a lot of you guys don't know that because it kind of is not intuitive. I didn't know that for a long time when I was playing the game. Yeah, if you click, it unchecks itself every single time you go to the storage, which is part of the frustration and confusion for sure. But if you click that little quick stack or quick fill button, and then you do the, I don't know what it's called, but like the transfer or the put stuff away, then it'll actually just auto sort all of it into your storage. And there's a lot of people out here. Going for it. There's only like 30 seconds of PvP left, so sure, why not? Saved by the bell. What's up, Chen Chen? Greatsword Staff is fun. It does look fun, and I actually think it could be a pretty good arena build just because of how versatile it is. There's probably better options. There's almost certainly better options, but I think you can make it work. Be right back. Will the game be dead soon? I don't think so. I think it's got a pretty good runway. There's a lot of content in the Korean version that we don't have yet. So I suspect the game will not die until we at least get to run through that. Chun Chun, thanks for this. Welcome to the Tinfoil Brigades. They're putting new stuff in the game. How's it going to be dead? Yeah, they're putting in... Not only are they putting in new stuff, but the quality of the new stuff that's coming is a lot higher than the quality of what we have now. So if people like the game now, they're going to like it a lot more in the coming months. So, I mean, the game could still die in a year or two, but I don't think it's going to die in the next 6 months. Also, like, what's gonna kill it, you know? I feel like it doesn't really have any serious competition until, like, the next Arc Age, which is probably at least a year away, or 2 years away. Are they trying to say Arc Age is coming out next year? And do we believe them? Genshin Impacts. They added a new hero to Genshin Impact, so Throne and Liberty's dead now. What do I farm here? We are farming Belt of Combat Prowess. There's probably an internal roadmap for the next years to Legendary's T3. Yeah, and like the roadmap doesn't guarantee the game's not going to die because they certainly could just add stale updates that aren't that interesting and recycle, you know, the same boring loops. But I don't think that they have really demonstrated that that's the direction the game is headed anytime soon. I think they've demonstrated, especially within the last few months, that the game is headed in a really good direction. Path of Exile 2 is coming. Path of Exile 2. Are you guys hyped for Path of Exile 2? Every time people bring up Path of Exile 2, I'm just like... Am I the only one who's not even remotely looking forward to Path of Exile 2? It looks like Path of Exile 1. And I definitely have my fill. After 500 hours, I definitely have my fill of Path of Exile 1. You know, if I want to get a PhD, I'll go back to school. I don't really want to get one just to play Path of Exile. Played a shit ton of PoE and not hyped for 2. I think if they dumb it down a little, they could make it like have mass appeal, but yeah, I don't know. Like a PoE, I feel like it's just gonna be like a really big PoE league. You know? It's gonna be like a PoE league, but like 2 or 3 times bigger. I don't think it's gonna kill any other games. There might be a month where everybody's playing it instead of other stuff, but like how many people are like full-time PoE gamers, you know? I don't feel like it really has that impact the way that MMOs do. The new league comes out, you go nuts for a little bit, you burn out, you do something else. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about PoE 2. I've been playing it since 2014. Alright, this guy is the exception. This guy's been playing it since 2014. That's wild. That's a lot of PoE. Do we know how many players Diablo 4 has? I would be so curious to compare D4 numbers to PoE numbers and see where they're at right now. PoE is a flavor of the month game. You have to swap to just mix up now and again. D4 is trash. Yeah, people said that about D3 too, but D3 also massively outperformed Path of Exile. It should be higher than PoE. We can talk a lot about which games should have a lot of players, but it doesn't mean that that's how it plays out. You know, should Candy Crush have more players than Elden Ring? Candy Crush is unbeatable? Which game is more unbeatable, Candy Crush or Elden Ring? There's too much games and less time. That's kind of how I feel. I don't know if it's just because I'm old now, but dude, I feel like I don't have nearly enough time to play all the games that I want to play. Even single-player games. There's some single-player games I never got to this year that I'm like, damn. Are you grinding with your PvP skills? No. This is a full AoE meme. I would not ever use the tornado skill in PvP. If anyone in my guild caught me using this in PvP, they would literally kick me on the spot. I'm not exaggerating. There are known plans for PvP modes in TNL like 8 versus 8. Yeah, they are adding battlegrounds. I don't think it's going to be 8 versus 8. There's a 12-person PvE raid. The battleground, I don't know if the battleground is also 12 or if it's going to be bigger. Anyone know how big the battleground's going to be? I feel like the battleground should be closer to 20. Maybe 3 groups for the battleground? That's how I would do it. You play Baldur's Gate 3? Only Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. That game was... I loved Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I had so much fun. But for some reason, when I got to Chapter 3, I was just done. I just had, like, no desire to keep going. There was something about the pacing. I mean, I was already, like, over 100 hours at that point. And I was just like... Okay, I'm in town, there's a guy, and there's a clown. I don't know. I just didn't keep playing it after that. But I really liked the first 2 chapters. We're able to farm boss loot armor on new dungeons coming up. Boss loot armor on new dungeons coming up. Yeah, you'll be able to farm, like, the Shadow Harvester, Field General... Shot Commander, all those sets that you can only get from field bosses right now. So I think for those sets right now, 2 pieces don't require a field boss, and then 3 pieces do. That's how most of them are. So all those pieces that are only from the field boss, you'll be able to get those from the new dungeons. I think. I believe that is the case. I don't know if that's been officially confirmed. Oh, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2? I'll be playing that. Yeah, I'll be playing that for sure. Do we have a date for KCD 2? Baldur's Gate, a game you gotta play with a group of friends? My friends would probably just sabotage it. I did a little bit of co-op in Baldur's Gate 3. We did an RP session that was pretty interesting. All of our comms had to be in character. I think that's the way to do it if you're going to do it. Will Bloodlust Belt be in T2? I don't know what they're going to do with the accessories. I would expect that it's just armor. Definitely not weapons. Definitely won't have weapons. Definitely will have armor. Not sure about accessories. Time to hop in comms. We've got Tevin pretty soon. Active creation needs until like 2030. Yeah, it's kind of already fun though, even in alpha. Even unfinished, it's already kind of fun. I wish I had more time to play it. Thanks for the Lucent guide. Farming belts. We are farming belts. Yeah, I'm just kind of burning abyssal tokens until resets, and then tomorrow, I think tomorrow is vendor reset, so I'll be buying out a new set of blue contracts, then we'll go spend tokens on that instead. But when I don't have any blue contracts to run, I like coming down here. Tends to be pretty easy money. Any reason to farm underlevel mobs? Yeah, there's a belt that drops down here that's still worth a good amount of money. It's easy to get. Drops frequently. Half the fun is trolling in Baldur's. Yeah, we decided we're going to do like a lawful good playthrough, and 10 minutes in, somebody's already like running around pickpocketing. You ever played Guild Wars, the first one? What's your overall impression compared to your other MMO? I played Guild Wars 1 when I was like 12. I don't remember it. I don't even know if I maxed out. I think I found the leveling to be really boring. I hated leveling in all games when I was a teenager. The only games I ever enjoyed leveling in were like Asheron's Call and EverQuest. I hated leveling in every other game. I would always try to avoid it. All I wanted to do was PvP. If it took too long to get to where I could PvP, then I would just quit. That was kind of how I was as a teenager. Guild Wars 1 was so much more fun than Guild Wars 2 in its heydays. I've heard really good things about Guild Wars 1. People seem to have really fond memories of it, but no, I never really got into it. Play more AOC this weekend? No. All I did this weekend was work on the Lucent video.
Which guild things are we going to?
I did not have time for gaming. New MMOs, this is my first one. Do you recommend another one? Playing one game on end is getting boring? Do I recommend any other MMOs? That's a very broad question. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Not really. I don't think there's that many good ones these days. I hear Albion Online is still gaining players. But that game's definitely not for everyone. It's got Lego mobile graphics. If I was not playing Throne and Liberty right now, my MMO would be Ultima Outlands, which is a Ultima free shard based off a game from 1997 that's been heavily like customized and modernized. That's my favorite MMO. But I'm also a boomer, so not a wide-ranging recommendation. Classic WoW? Oh god. Classic WoW. I mean, that's a, yeah. I guess if you've never played it before, you might as well see what all the fuss is about. Are chances for tanks getting loot from overworld bosses still relatively low? If you're not in a group, yeah. Most of the contribution seems to be coming from damage and healing. So if you're a tank and you're not in a group, then I think you kind of get shafted. And if you're a DPS or a healer and you are in a group, probably shouldn't invite any tanks. I'm just saying, I didn't make it that way. I didn't make it that way, okay? I'm just saying. That's the system. WoW Classic relaunch next week? Are they doing another season? What about Raven Dawn? Would I recommend Raven Dawn right now? Man, Raven Dawn at launch was so good. It was one of the best games I ever played. Would I recommend it right now, though? I mean, you kind of be leveling by yourself. I don't think it would have the same vibe. When everyone was leveling, that game was unbelievably good. Like, it was the best MMO I'd played in years. But at endgame, I feel like it stalled pretty hard. Did you do the Naked Mage Dragon hunts? In Ultima? I mean, Naked Mage was pretty much the meta in that game. We hunted every dragons, players, anything as a Naked Mage. I mean, what was the alternative? An Armored Mage? That was gonna take way too long. You put on a robe, and if you were really trying hard, you would put on some sandals. And then you ran outside and started killing people. You only need armor if you were going to fight melee players. And we didn't have any respect for those, so. If a melee player attacked you, you'd just be like, bro, go reroll mage. Like, what are you doing? Staff 1 is good for large-scale PvP too, yeah? Yeah, Staff 1 is good in everything. It's a crazy build. It's strong in every setting. Thank you for your videos. I'm free to play Expo Dagger. Got a gear score of 3553. Really learned a lot from you. That exact number someone said yesterday, was that you, or did someone else just happen to have 3553 gear score also from my videos? Are these sponsored comments? I need to make a montage of these. Alright, we have 8 minutes till Tevin. I should probably dip. Should probably get ready. You think about Terra? I never played it. Didn't that game have lollies? Games with lollies kind of give me weird vibes. Still hunting belts at Silivith? Still hunting belts. Never not hunting belts. No lie, I'm 3553 as well. Well, there you have it. If you watch Moreland TV videos, you are guaranteed to hit exactly 3553 CPU.
We have a variety of these are the kinds of
Can I send you some Lucent? If only. You guys think they should make Lucent tradable? That's a joke. That would be terrible. Okay, I think we run... Ooh, actually, I don't know. Do we run heavy hit, or do we run these Choco 5% crit damage? Kind of good. I crit a lot, so this is kind of like 5% damage. But also heavy hit is very good. But also hit chance is kind of wasted against the boss. I guess the question is, how much PvP do we think we're actually going to get? I'll probably go with the crit damage one, because I don't think we're going to get contested hard enough. If you could reroll and be any different class, what would you pick? I would play Staff Wand, or I would play SNS Greatsword, which is basically the same exact thing as this build, but better.
Welcome, Vince.
But I think Staff Wand is godly right now. My alt is going to be Staff Wand whenever I make one.
Or it's Wrath.
Hello.
Is it Wrath or Wraith? Wraith. Oh. I was willing to believe you. You could have just gaslit me.
Aside from that hiccup, Terra had the best combat ever. The hiccup of lollies, or are you talking about something else? Are we calling that a hiccup? Ah.
Give myself a 7 great sword.
Yeah, you picked the SNS.
How is SNS Greatsword better? It does everything that Dagger Greatsword does, but with a shield on, which makes you way tankier.
And coming to your guild to take one of your core items. It's like
Wait,
Santa Claus, but backwards.
So that person
Yeah, I did.
About like, there's a conspiracy.
Imperium conspiracy.
How loud is Discord for you guys? Is it loud?
I'm not giving myself any more items.
You didn't even give yourself the first one. I signed it. What do you mean? I said, do you want this? You said, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
No more items for Alan. That's it. Got my fully. I just fully traded out my.
Hardly hear it? Okay, must just be my headset.
Black Cloak too.
I told her.
Oh, you finally got it?
500 collision risk.
It's getting out of train immediately after 10 so if we do get items, I'll be back for like.
That's better. I always start yelling when people are talking to Discord. I always start yelling over them, even though they're not that loud.
Can I get some fucking accessories?
7 and 5? Yeah, pretty much.
Did your Halloween dungeon?
Pretty much.
If you do your Halloween dungeon, you'll get them.
I just used them all in armor.
5 plus another 5, technically.
No, you get them randomly from the pouch after the Halloween dungeon.
SNS Greatsword is broken. I'm 1920 MMR on rank using green ring accessory. Yeah, although to be fair, that green ring is pretty good. But yeah, SNS Greatsword is super, super strong.
23 candy corn.
Okay, I'm gonna read you what I got from Jacko Tinger, okay? Sometimes you have too much candy corn and other times not enough.
I mean, if you're trying to like PvE and do like challenge dungeons, which aren't even in the game yet, then I think the Greatsword Dagger is going to be better. But for like every PvP setting, it's hard to see a scenario where the dagger gives you better outcomes than the shield does when combined with Greatsword. The shield is just so good. And the Greatsword already does enough damage on its own. You don't really need extra damage from the dagger to kill people. So you're just like super tanky, super high damage, super annoying. Plus daggers are kind of, you know.
Oh, I've got a dagger. Don't get too close to me.
Will daggers get buffed? No. That's the thing, is they don't really need a buff. They're like the most commonly used weapon, but it's all because people are using them for stealth and passives. Like, people aren't really using the dagger skills. I definitely think there are some dagger skills that could get buffed, but I don't know if they're going to. Please God, don't buff dagger. Yeah, I mean, you already have, like, you have wand dagger, you have staff dagger, you have bow dagger. You already have a lot of really popular meta builds that use dagger. So I don't think that the devs are going to look at it as something that needs buffs. It's more a problem of SNS needing nerfs. I know y'all don't want to hear that. All the tanks in chat don't want to hear that, but man, does SNS need some nerfs. Bow staff can't handle more of them in arena. Wait, where did I just go? Oh. It's because they're going to a dentist. They're going to the dentist instead of going to Tevin. That's crazy. Do we want a PvP build or a PvE build?
Yeah, you are. I think I would go through after real quick.
Oh, no worries. Okay. Just want to double check.
Stay spread. There's like 5 minutes until the boss actually spawns, I think, but PvP will be live in like 20 seconds, so come check, come check, come check, come check, come check. If you hear jump.
Alright, here we go. Put the PvP food on.
Just lock down second platform for now. Colin gets back.
Alright, here we go.
Never mind, he's back.
No, you're taking this one, Brendan.
Oh, okay. Alright, kill everyone.
I really should have turned my settings down.
Easy peasy. Yeah. Just go ahead and kill the shit out of everything. Nice job, guys.
Good calls, good calls.
In this alliance, this is literally insane. Look how fucking
Really my calls yesterday. Fight them, guys.
Very good calls.
solid blue feed.
Nice,
Solid fucking blue feed.
Alright.
It's green, bro. You colorblind?
Man,
I'm
this
colorblind. How Jay was racist.
Blue Squadron's tremendous leadership here on display.
It's like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
dude, it's crazy. That's insane.
It's all blue, and they're like, what is blue doing? I got all those skills, bro.
What's your opinion on Expo Dagger build? Very good. Very good. Top tier in all content.
Did
Outside of
nobody? Hopefully nobody popped Guardians.
Oh, I ripped everything, dude.
Okay. Well, class. It's just like the bedroom.
Blue's like, all of Ethereum, use your guardians now.
You have more chances of getting a girlfriend than a Tevin weapon.
Oh god, dude, holy shit.
Reassemble pop shades now. Excellent.
Let's see if that's true. How many people we got watching right now?
Pop shades now. Pop shades now.
Only reassembled though.
All right, we got about 300 between Twitch and YouTube.
They could come back.
They
You
gotta
know.
stagger them.
Yeah, they could come back. Yeah.
Do we think more people in chat have girlfriends or Tevin weapons?
Before, but other people haven't.
He has a big
Wait,
red
shit, that's definitely true. Oh, there's gonna be at least like 3 of you that have girlfriends, right?
Is that it?
Out of 300?
Okay.
There's no way 3 of you have a
He
Tevin.
does 2 charges across the room, and on the third charge he's gonna jump back to the center. It's just a jump timing. If you don't jump in time,
Do you have to play a meta build to be viable? No, actually. So yeah, that is one thing to keep in mind when we're talking about all these meta builds. You do not have to play a meta build to be viable. The meta is not that oppressive in this game. You can play off meta builds and be like solid, you know,
he'll put out
solidly decent.
you get a curse, you have to
You won't be S tier, but there's a lot of A tier, B tier builds in this game. Really no F tier builds. You can kind of make everything work.
and then for
in one way or another.
I guess he just does a frontal where he like punches twice. You just have to block it twice. And his right arm is gonna be
Wife counts?
so,
I don't know. Does your wife let you have a girlfriend?
his right arm off, and then more damage on the right side.
Okay.
He's gonna go. Oh wow.
Got a girlfriend, trading her for a Tevent. I think the Tevent's harder to replace. Just mathematically. You know, I'm not making any value judgments here. I'm just saying mathematically, statistically, you can get another girlfriend. Purely statistically speaking, you can get another girlfriend. Have a girlfriend and don't play Throne? Well, those two things are probably connected somehow. I suspect they might be connected somehow. Solid vid drop. I've been looking for something like that for a while. I'm glad you liked it, Cloud.
Yeah.
Loser.
Enter, can we win this?
Oh god, bro.
What is Chisum's Discord, Chase? It's not at Chisum.
Should I switch to a PvE build? I'm not really seeing a lot of red. Not really seeing a lot of orange dots.
Can someone get Brew Tank into a party, please?
No.
I feel bad. He's like, help. Still group is help. Please. Oh my god, guys.
Your girlfriend plays more than me? I'm jealous. I wish my girlfriend had her own hobbies.
You guys look over towards the gate on pin 6, just see the strong.
All I hear is, when are you going to be done? When are you going to spend time with me?
There he is. EPH out.
Oh, I thought you were talking about melee going.
I think you're talking about walk.
What do you think about dagger greatswords? Well, it's what I'm playing, so I hate it. No, I'm just kidding. It's fun in small scale. I don't like it in big fights like this, though. It's really hard to play it in big fights like this. Mainly because of the targeting. I think if they improve the targeting, then playing it in big fights would be fun. But right now, the only way to play it in large scale is if you use the feud system, and then you set your targeting to feuds only. But, like, I don't know. It kind of sucks. Because you have to know, like, exactly who all the people that you want to feud are on the server. You can't really just, like, impromptu go in and fight.
Wait, is Don even here?
Yeah, he's here.
Not even
Sounds like your wife.
fucking here.
How's the world chat in your server? It's pretty lit. It's pretty feisty. We are disliked. Our guild is disliked. We are not popular. Our approval ratings are low.
It's pretty important to pop potions on cooldown things as well, please. Probably die.
Do you think I could smokescreen Tevent's attacks? We're not getting a lot of competition. I feel like I should swap to PvE builds. This seems pretty handled, doesn't it? Alright, waiting 10 seconds and swapping builds. I should have put good potions on. It's not too late. Alright, chugging. Slurping. This is, man, this is even less contested than when we had 4 guilds.
Yeah, get ready to jump here. After second charge, he's gonna do a slam. You're gonna jump. Here it comes. And
I don't know how to time it.
jump.
Okay, I did it. Yeah, no point in PvPing. We'll just let the bow users cast Flash Wave and it'll kill everyone.
They're actually fighting.
Bro, did you hear what's going on Zeroth? I'm sure you heard what's going on Zeroth. It's fucking clown. It's just
They're actually coming in from the south here. So we're clean up some kills.
Coordinated push, guys.
Get him!
Carters! It's really close.
Okay. My health is low. I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sure right now.
Alright, so we called rain, so you just have to go into the trench if you get the curse. Still get wet.
I need a heal. I'm about to lose all my contribution. Anyone know how I don't die against this boss? How do I? Oh God! How do I live?
Marlene, why you guys just off staying on the hill? Boss? Actually do
I don't know how to live.
What fucking Christ?
Watch your last vid. You're pure comedy. I don't know if that was what I was aiming for, but
Ready?
I appreciate that.
Kill the people around you. Jump. Kill.
Pulls my mind on Moorland is free to play, has no alts, managed to get that much Lucent and Solent. I wish that I did play alts just so I could lean into all the. I mean, could you guys? You guys have no idea how much money I would have if I was playing alts, bro. I'd be able to flex so much harder. I'd be able to farm so much more salt off of Reddit comments if I was actually playing alts.
Cool. This is well, you don't want to pause.
If old Moro was playing this game, not like old age, obviously, but you know, young Moro, old young Moro. Dude, I just die. Is it players hitting me? Okay, I'm hitting back. I'm hitting back. Somebody's hitting me. I have no idea who, but somebody's hitting me. This guy. Okay, he's dead. This guy?
You're cleansing. If you look on your HP bar and it looks fucking weird, you'll cleanse out the poison. Jump in the water. That's all you gotta do.
The jump hurts. The jump hurts. Not a whole lot I can do about it though, because my attack animations are longer than his jump telegraph.
Second charge. Kill people while it's charging. Kill. 3, 2, 1.
Someone stunned me? That's crazy, dude. That was personal. Somebody personally just stunned me so that I couldn't avoid that mechanic.
Anytime it starts charging, just focus on getting people close there.
Alright. I don't really have the right skills on to fight back.
Good chunk of them on 3. 12 push 3 real quick. Push.
Averages 7k a week recently.
Jump. Good job. You can go back west.
Couldn't understand by your video how you got to 40k extra Lucent.
Use the fire debuff.
Well, I mean, so a lot of people accuse me of making my money in week 1, which is kind of true. I did make more money in week 1 than in other weeks. But I also showed in the video that 20k that I've made is just in the last 3 weeks. So it's something like 20k in the last 3 weeks and then 30 to 40k in the first 3 weeks of the game. And then you add all that together and here we are. We're 3,500 and I've got like 45k left over. Okay, might have to go back to PvP spec.
Kill.
I gotta wait for this stupid blood devo cooldown though. That's such a long cooldown.
Jump.
I can't use any skills for 5 more seconds. Dude, I need a group of 2 healers. This is rough. Okay, we're in there. Time to kill.
Again, go.
This is a little laggy, if I'm being honest. Does every death lose 0.7 respect? Yeah, you like lose the vast majority of your contribution when you die. So this is going to be interesting. Hopefully we have a few people staying alive at least. Our group's kind of getting washed right now though.
A lot of hyper extended here, huh?
You can still make Lucent. It's not as easy as week 1. It's clearly not as easy as week 1. No, but that's why I included this week, last week, and the week before in that video. This is all she's heard me talking about.
Guardians here.
Babe, tell him I didn't make my money in week 1.
You didn't make your money on week 1?
You stay healthier.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Did you tell him you're not free to play? No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
As soon as he does the next charge, we'll do Guardians. Why not? I can just follow it. Just follow him.
In 4K? Oh my god, dude. I knew it.
Jump.
Gotta hit off on Tevin. Wait for my selection chest. There's no selection chest on Tevin. All you get is a fragment. If you get the box, all you get is a fragment. So in playing 4 hours a day or more, more or less, you get out of things to farm. Probably, yeah. I don't really know if I get to play 4 hours a day. Most of my time in the game is spent doing what you're seeing right now, which doesn't actually make me any Lucent, but it can be fun. It is. This is a total cluster, though. I cannot.
So we're zoomed in now. Have fun. Go crazy, kill everything.
I just want one heal, dude. I just want one heal.
Jake got double dagger and home so far, and shadow.
Jake got 2 daggers. That's insane.
On the lion's cage.
I'm in the wrong guild.
Double fang and time.
Wrap it up, buddy.
Yeah.
You got 2 daggers in the wand? Holy
How many tokens you spend to get 1 blue belt on
Redeem
average?
your tickets with your unlocked stones.
How many tokens you spend to get 1 blue belt on average? Oh, like abyssal tokens? 1,000. Yeah, about 1,000 tokens per belt. Maybe less. They're really common.
Korea.
Where you got pants?
Okay, which pants?
Is there a place to farm where you already consumed abyss tokens, contracts, etc.?
Those are really good.
If you've already used your dimensional tokens and your abyss tokens,
So it's in shock. That would have sucked.
and your contracts and your blue contracts,
Jeez, boys.
then not really. I mean, you can go just like farm regular mobs and try to get green contracts to drop or like a world drop, but the rates aren't great. You could try cooking and fishing.
Are you not in America?
It's cheaper and
If you have a car.
it's cheaper and faster to take the train.
Stop.
Bro.
You sound like somebody that has free health insurance. All I'm saying.
No.
Define free.
Yeah, I wish, bro. Ain't no way.
Our Erdis
We hate free health insurance. Swear me.
80% of the Lucent had to be within the first 2-3 weeks. It was satire, obviously. Do you think I just like faked the screenshots, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, Nerva's still up.
Do you think it's just like a big plot to get
We're going Nerva.
views?
Ah, shit.
Is it nighttime? I can't tell. It's just raining.
No, it's raining.
Daytime. We're going Erdis. Let's go.
Yeah, there's other people running there now. Other guilds.
I can see everyone leaving Cherno after siege is over. As Tevin shows it even more. Yeah, the server's
Force it over the bridge and lose half the ball. They're like actually.
not that enjoyable for anyone, honestly, including the winners. It's just kind of, it's like boring for us and frustrating for them.
We might actually lose this push. I think it'd be really.
All right, where are we going? Is it nighttime? Eridus?
There it is, right?
Yeah.
How'd you level slash farm
Faster to go 6. Turn around.
your mastery skills for multiple weapons?
Okay.
The only way to really farm weapon mastery is in abyssal dungeons. So you just gotta swap weapons when you're grinding abyssals, I guess. I think it's better to go melee evasion or range and magic, playing greatsword dagger. It depends. For large scale, range and magic is definitely better, but for small scale, you kind of need to have melee.
Untradeable. So sits in your inventory, you do nothing with it.
Would you use
Ooh,
an
about the rock.
untraded?
There's no content view because people are just going to avoid. Yeah, I mean, we've had that issue since launch, though. I don't really know what the solution to that is. I think that over time, mega alliances will form on other servers, and then we can go and contest them. I don't know if it's been long enough for that to really pan out yet, but...
Peace this Sunday?
Peace bell, yes.
Yo, going 4-5 and going up is so smart. Then you can skip the stairs. Oh, that's so smart.
I already said half health.
And I don't have to deal with these fat mobs body blocking the stairs.
You also have Eclipse available if you want it.
We can
Melee feels useless if I don't stack enough. Evasion? All the evasions are useless if you don't stack enough. Yeah, you have to go super deep on evasion if you're gonna make it a thing. Splitting the guild can give you content? We already did that.
portals for nerf.
We already did that. We have 2 guilds on Cherno and 2 guilds on Amos.
Who's down there right now?
Dang, thanks for the raids.
We're gonna pop nighttime. Go ahead and pop nighttime. And then we're gonna portal over there.
Yeah, Rhea has
It's already used.
Oh, it's already used. Fuck. Wait, what?
Yeah.
You get the same weapon XP in level 30 Abyssal as in 50. I doubt it, but I have not checked. Weapon mastery is a pretty low priority. You kind of just get it for free when you're doing your Abyssals, so it's not something I pay a lot of attention to or like really try to get a lot of. I just assume that it'll max out sooner or later. Usually the big chunk of stats just comes from getting it to level 10, and then beyond that it's
Never mind, I'm crazy. That was yesterday.
not important enough to like go out of your way to try to get more of it.
Okay, we did pop night.
I'd rather just run the solid food whenever I'm grinding.
Eridus is sitting at 0.1 HP and we're all asleep. Fuck me. Alright, portal's good. I don't know if fire has one, so start running.
Oh, no box. I always hope. I always hope.
Don't be out, because you can't get back in this nighttime.
Yeah, do not ever do that.
Jade portal's kind of scuffed. I'm sorry, I was getting one done.
There's a perfect angle left at Airness, by the way, that's on the ground.
I think it'll be viable to build several builds for high PvP versatility over T2/runes. I don't know what you mean by T2/runes. But yeah, I mean it depends on the build. Some builds transfer to other weapons easier than others. Like
Now that we're here, do not hit boss, just kill people off boss until fire gets on.
if you like if you're playing like bow staff, you could definitely have a dagger that you put on for small scale. Or like for my builds, I could have a shield that I put on instead of the dagger for large scale. So there's some builds that transition into other builds nicely. It just depends. It depends on what armor sets you chose as well.
I miss Korea servers, bro.
I'm using
Anytime we do anything,
2-piece Field General, which is melee heavy attack. So if I wanted to like put a staff on, then you know it's not going to benefit from that.
Activating McDonald burgers.
Yeah, enjoy your
Not sure why allowances are allowed in the game. Well, if they don't allow alliances at all, then what would happen is people would have informal alliances where they just agree not to hit each other. And then instead of getting 4 guilds, you'd have like 20 guilds that would do that. So I think that by making it an official system, it does curb that to some extent. Some people will still do that, even with the alliance system. They'll have multiple alliances team together. But I don't think that the solution is as simple as people think. The solution is definitely not just get rid of the alliance system. I mean, people would still ally. So I think the solution has to be more involved in that.
With the amount of people they
I think spreading the objectives out better would be pretty smart, so that you don't have like 500 people crashing on one screen,
Yeah, so what that means is
crashing like one boss on one screen. I think that would help a lot.
Jade will drop alliance. We will run it over.
It's better to stack endurance if I don't go all evasion. Yeah, if you're not going to go all out 100% into evasion, then go endurance.
And you guys will
Evasion only works if you completely invest into it
Okay,
all the way.
when's that happening?
Saturday night probably.
It's a player issue as much as the game.
Alright.
Well, I mean, you can never expect the players to self-regulate something like that. That's just never, ever going to happen in any game. You have to come up with some design solution for what that is, but it's definitely not as simple as just deleting the alliance system. That would absolutely not take care of the problem, and in some cases it would make it worse, because people would be like, oh, well, we don't have a formal alliance, we might as well just like
I saw it get to the gates.
ally with everyone now. Like, there's nothing holding us back.
Yeah, and I've seen way more.
We did in Arcade. I'm sure you did. There's a trick to win conflict bosses, as the Korean streamer said. Bring more numbers. Bring more numbers does help. Yeah, it does help.
Alright, if you have the orange thing, don't go out.
Didn't allow certain groups to grow stronger with actions. Well, I encourage you to try that in Throne and Liberty. And let me know what server you're on, and we'll all transfer there, and it'll be great.
You ran away, Tochi.
Shaggy! Run, Shaggy, run! Don't let him get it!
Me and Nirma have a relationship. Leave us alone.
Alright.
I'm gonna fucking... I'm confiscating your Bellum here.
I don't know how it is in NA, but in EU, 90% of the players don't want a PvP. Yeah, that's another thing that I think has been somewhat surprising for me, and maybe for the developers. A lot of people playing Throne and Liberty don't want to PvP at all. And, I mean, I think the original version, or like vision for this game, pretty clearly was a large-scale PvP Throne War simulator. That's like literally how they describe it in their marketing materials. So when you end up with a player base for a PvP game that doesn't like PvP, that's a pickle. That's a bit of a pickle. It becomes BDO.
Wait, it is on
Cornelius. Cornelius dead.
Ria's got pants and neck.
Alright, let's go check Cornhole. Probably dead though.
People want to win, they usually don't care how they win. Yeah, I think there is a limit to that. It does get boring having no competition, and I think people will quit. I think like Ethereum members will quit. A lot of Ethereum people have already like semi-quit and just log on to Throne whenever they have to, and the rest of the time they're just like playing Ashes of Creation or Deadlock.
Dude, you have no idea how many people because of that fucking...
So I do think that eventually like having no competition causes people on both ends of the spectrum to leave the game.
Get to Ethereum Gold, and people just join the Discord, subscribe to it, and then DM me and they're like, "Hey, I subscribe. Can I get the password now?"
No way, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy.
No alliances. Every build combo possible has AoE splash damage. We'll get rid of these mega alliances. It really wouldn't though, man. I mean, you would just have one group over here and one group over here. Like we've seen it in every game since the beginning of time. Even games that have complete friendly fire against your own guild still become Zerg games. I mean, that's how it was in Darkfall. Like, I haven't seen any evidence of this being solved from a mechanical standpoint.
Stuck as for OnlyFans.
He's an orc. He's playing Warlock.
Mega guilds killing servers. What's new? You plan to set tax rate 10% to crash the markets? Are we allowed to set the tax rate? I don't think we can do that. All we can do is make it so people can't buy Bellendir antidotes. That's the only power we have in the political, as the castle loaders.
Is it orc? 'Cause, like, I don't know. 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 Is it orc? 'Cause, like, I don't know.
The other way around also, when you always lose, they quit also, I guess. Yeah, well, most people just leave the server. And I do think some of the other servers have healthy competition. There was just no group that was ready for Ethereum. We're the only ones who went like hard on Korea before this and learned the game and built like a full-on 4-guild organization. No one else did that, so... I mean, it's not like their faults. I'm not saying people have to like play Korea for 2 months in order to be able to play the global launch, but that's just how it went down. You know, we thought there was going to be more competition and there wasn't, and so now we're in this situation where it's like, what are you going to do? Either be bored or split the guild, or okay, so we tried splitting the guild, and then like now we have half the numbers and we're fighting 2-1, and that's not fun either. So my alt is on Chernobog. Haven't sniffed Juno in a month with the schedule and eclipses. Yeah, that'll go away tonight. We don't get to do that anymore, so. R.I.P. Eclipse. Man, those Juno eclipses, though, I gotta say. I don't know what was better, the eclipse and the PvP itself, or the global chat that we got to see afterwards. Juno was a bad boss to farm. Everybody's got to get those pants. Those pants will be easier to get soon, too, though. Once the next dungeons come out, those pants will be easier to get. Alright, guys. I am struggling to keep my voice going. I think I'm, like, a little bit sick right now. So I am going to call it a little early. And go drink water and relax. So I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully less sniffly. And in the meantime, we will raid somebody on Twitch. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me and watching. Make sure to follow and subscribe and all that stuff so you can see when we go live. Join Discord. I'm always hanging out in there answering questions. And what do we want to raid? Who are these people? Let's go raid Vert. We haven't seen Vert in a bit. Let's see what he's getting up to. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. Sorry for the shorter stream. Hopefully I'm not sick soon. Have a good night.